As we work out our seating arrangement here, I'm going to keep you standing, and we're going to skip straight to our Pledge of Allegiance. If we could have Drew Major and Xander Miller come on up.
Will you all please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now you may be seated. Graduation always brings a little bit of an adventure. We have enough seats now, which is wonderful. Good afternoon. I am Adam Bunting, principal of CVU. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to our celebration of the class of 2017. A graduation is about an individual's growth, achievement, work, talent, strength. But it is equally about the community of people who have supported and inspired the individuals sitting here. Seniors, at this point, I would invite you to stand and to point to someone in the crowd or someone amongst you who helped you get to where you are right now. Stand up. Thank you. So today is a celebration of you, and it is a celebration about all the people to whom you just pointed. So let's get things started with Katie Usher. Come on up.
Please rise for the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
Please be seated. Katie, I have heard you do that a lot over the years, but never better than what you just did. That was awesome. I would now like to call Eva Rochlow up to the stage to deliver the first address.
Grandparents, parents, family and friends of graduates, all 4,000 of you, welcome. You all look so beautiful today. And graduates, as seniors in our final days of high school, our principal Adam has asked us to reflect on these past 4 years. On these past 1,460 days. But that's a whole lot of days to reflect on. So imagine this. What if we took these past 1,460 days and condensed them down into just one day? That's it. 4 class periods, 4 blocks, to grow from who we were freshman year to the people we are today. First block, freshman year, 8:15. In the first 30 seconds, you were positive you were going to be stampeded by a group of giant seniors or be the last one picked for mat ball. You probably spent the first 45 minutes of this block in the incubator of your core classes. The other 45 minutes were spent in really awkward attempts at making friends. Well, look around you. I think you did a pretty good job. Second block, sophomore year. Out of the core, all on your own, attempting to make yourself as small as physically possible to avoid any fatal casualties while navigating 4 corners during passing period. English 10, making of the modern world, expanded freedoms and responsibilities. This block seems to pass in a constant fluctuation between power and complete helplessness. Third block, junior year. God, this one feels like forever. SATs, ACTs, SBACs, kneecaps, college tours, junior prom. Honestly, I think I slept for a grand total of 15 seconds this year, but by the end of the block, you come to understand the weight of it all. After the endless questions. Have you started looking at colleges? Do you think you're gonna go to college, take a gap year? Do you know how close you are to graduating? A few of the answers begin to appear. But suddenly, it's 1:30. And all of those seconds in between, all of those fleeting moments, did you spend your time wisely? If you're anything like me, it hasn't hit you that it's all over until right now. So I invite you to take these last few moments and think about the yesterday we're leaving behind. And if I'm being honest, guys, it did really feel like one day. And so will the next 4 years, and the 4 years after that, and yeah, sure, sometimes we'll get flip-flopped, and one day can feel like 4 years long. But when 4 years passes in the blink of an eye, it really makes you wonder, how do we make the most of every last second? Fourth block, senior year. It's 2:59, guys. We're finally here. Thank you.
Known as possibly the nicest person on campus, I would like to call George Davis up front.
Hello, class of 2017. I am extremely grateful to have the privilege to speak to you all today. CVU is an amazing place for a variety of reasons, but I think the people are what truly set it apart from other high schools. Before my first day of school, freshman year, I already felt like a part of the CVU community, thanks to the most friendly and caring faculty and staff imaginable. Their influence is a big part of why the student body and our great senior class is such an inclusive community to be a part of. Today is a special day. It is a day that all of us in the class of 2017 will remember for the rest of our lives. And there are only a handful of days in life where that is the case. Graduating high school is a transition point of our lives that, although I have to admit, feels somewhat intimidating, is a challenge that each and every one of us is ready to take on. I know that CVU has given us all the opportunities it had to offer throughout the past 4 years. So now it is time for us to take what we have learned and to create our own legacies out in the real world. I hope that our legacies will not just revolve around ourselves and how much money we can make, but will be much more than that. We need to understand how our actions will impact the lives of other people, our communities, and most importantly, the big picture aspect of the health and future of planet Earth. Going to CVU taught me the value of being part of a community. And with that, I discovered that the internal feeling of knowingly making someone else feel happy is one of the best feelings that a human can possibly experience. It was in its clearest form when I was able to contribute to wins on sports teams or while competing in unified sports. But mostly, I found it after doing simple things, like being genuinely friendly to people I see in the hallways every day. Being nice to people makes them feel good because it shows them that you care. And if we all care about each other, or at the very least, the people we know, the world would be a much nicer place to live in. In addition, the biggest thing that I learned in high school is the importance of doing enjoyable things alongside good people, which has given me an abundance of happiness over the past 4 years. That being said, I am going to strive to, and I'm also urging all of you to choose a course of life and career path that will make you the happiest, because I believe happiness is what makes life worth living. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Nathan Bamberger, come on up.
For those of you who were able to attend Convocation last Wednesday, you heard a speech by CVU's very own Vernon Shipway. In his speech, Vern brought up a very important reality that a lot of high schoolers face. It's the reality that adults love to shower us with the idea that high school is the greatest years of our lives. What he didn't mention, though, is a not-so-silent group of adults that love to say the exact opposite. I've known many adults in my life that have told me that high school doesn't matter, that it's nothing but misery and exhaustion. And the more I think about it, neither of those statements really hold any truth. The former implies that our best years are behind us, that everything we do from now on is leading us downhill. We still have so much time to learn and to grow, to expand our boundaries beyond what we know to be possible. We've not fully discovered ourselves as of yet. And the next part of our journey, whether it be college, the military, a gap year, or entering the workforce, it will provide plentiful opportunities to learn more about ourselves and the world around us. The latter doesn't give credit to the institution that we've spent the past 4 years in. High school provides the bedrock of who we will be for the rest of our lives. Over the past 4 years, I locked myself in the band room, missing countless opportunities to meet new people and get involved with our school's community. I see many individuals sitting in front of me today that I know I could have met and become great friends with. And yet I never really left the walls of room 163 because I knew the work that I was doing was going to be beneficial for my future. In that time, I found something that I love to do and will hopefully continue to do for the rest of my life. Some people spent that time in the gym while others studied. Some people went to sports while others went to student council. Some stayed for clubs while others decided to go home. Some chose to lead while others decided to follow. Whatever your decisions were throughout high school, whatever you chose to do or not to do, those decisions helped create the people who sit before me. If I can be brutally honest with all of you for a minute, I must say that I am terrified to leave CVU. I look back at the things I've done over the past 4 years, and I can say with the utmost sincerity that I have not always been proud of the things I've done, and by extension, myself. I've made more mistakes than I can even imagine, some of which I've still yet to learn from. I've hurt people who are close to me. I've been lazy. I've taken more things for granted than I can even count. I'm afraid to go out into a world where I know I'm going to make those same mistakes over and over and over again, unsure if I will have a safety net to catch me when I fall. I'm afraid because I know I have a lot of trouble introducing myself to people. I'm afraid. I'm afraid because I know who I am here. Within the walls of CVU, I'm the kid that's good at music. And next year, I'll be going to a school where the entire student body was that kid. And I know some of you are in that exact same position, whether you be the one who had straight A's, the one who was good at sports, the one who could write really well, the one who got leads in all the school plays, the one who worked for the community, the class president, the one who knew how to draw. Whatever it was, whatever we were, tomorrow when we wake up, we'll be stepping back into the shoes that we wore 4 years ago, asking the same questions that we asked when we entered CVU for the first time. Will people like me? How will I stand out? Will I know what to do? Who will I talk to? Will anybody be there for me? Will I be happy? I'm sure some of you are just as scared as I am, perhaps even more so. The reality is, whether we're scared or not, we must be ready to go forward. Those shoes you're stepping back into will be a few sizes bigger now, and yes, you will trip over them, and yes, they will be heavy. They'll carry the weight of your fears, your anxieties, your insecurities, but they will also carry your determination, your passion, your love, your hopes, your dreams, your willingness to adapt. The next chapter of our lives is going to be very difficult, and at times, it's going to seem impossible. But at this point, guys, there really is no turning back. All we can do now is look forward, keep our heads held high, and carry ourselves with pride. I call on all of you to go boldly into the future, but always remember where you came from. These past 4 years made you you. So now it is time to take these memories, this knowledge, these experiences, and step proudly into the great unknown. Thank you.
Nathan's humility is impressive. When he says he was locked in the band room and pretty good at music, he's underselling the fact that he's basically nationally renowned for music, and he inspires us all the time with his art. At this point, I would like to call forward Max Pudvar, Ali LaCroix, and Jack Lyman to present a gift from the departing senior class.
For the past 3 years, I have served as the co-president of the Senior Class Council along with Eva Roshula. So something that my parents have always told me is that money doesn't grow on trees. And what I learned from this experience was that they were 100% wrong. So as a class, we spent money on our winter ball, and pretty much nobody here attended that. And then, when we thought we had no money left, we went out and somehow had enough money to have shirts for the trike race. So nobody else bought those either. So I think that everyone in the class is well aware of the problems that we face scrambling to make money so we could present this gift. From a Sons of Pitches benefit concert to a canceled and rescheduled car wash, followed by a clothing sale and thankfully a very successful 8th grade social, we were able to pay back our debt from the winter ball and the trike race t-shirts to come up with a meaningful gift to leave here at CVU. So, Mom and Dad, I still think you were wrong. Our money just happened to grow at the top of the tree.
Thank you, Max. My name is LaCroix.
And I'm Jack Lyman.
On behalf of 2017, we would like to present this year's class gift.
The gift we would like to leave here at CVU is a first donation to many of the Val Gardner Trust. The amount that we are donating is $1,000, which represents the proceeds from this year's CVU 8th grade spring social. I'd like to say thank you and congratulations to the class of 2017.
So as you may know, we really like to keep our convocation speakers secret. So I'm not going to tell you who's here to speak. But I am going to call Julia Higa up to do an introduction of our guest.
Good afternoon. My name is Julia Higa, and I am incredibly honored to be a part of CVU's graduating class of 2017. In the past 4 years, we have worked very hard to make this moment possible. We are determined to make this world a better place. CVU seniors go out one day every year and volunteer around our community for Senior Service Day. This year, we had the best attendance ever. We are fearless. It's safe to say that most of us have no idea what the world has in store for us, but we are more than ready to go all in. But most importantly, we are dreamers. We dream big, we think big, and we do big things. Another man and big influence to the state of Vermont has made the same impact. He is someone that influences people and encourages people to go out there and be determined, fearless, and to dream. So with that being said, please help me welcome our honorable guest speaker, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is an honor for me to be with you today and to congratulate all of you and your faculty and the staff and your parents on this very important day. Today is a milestone in your lives, and you're going to look back on this day and you're going to remember the friends and the kids that you grow up with, and the teachers who helped you and the parents who pushed you. And you're going to be very grateful, I think, for the excellent education that you received at CVU. I've had the opportunity to visit CVU over the years on a number of occasions, and some of you may remember, just a few months ago, we did a choir concerts with your music department at CVU, and it is no great secret that your school and your faculty and your staff are some of the best in the state of Vermont. You're very lucky, and I congratulate you all very much. And let me thank Adam Bunting, Superintendent Elaine Pinckney, and all of you for pushing you and prodding you to get where you are today. Now, some of your speakers, and I think it's an indication of what a great school CVU is, by just listening to the honesty of the young people who have already spoken. I have been deeply impressed by what I have heard from these young people, talking about their dreams, their fears, their aspirations for the future, and their willingness to be honest, their willingness to come up here and talk to a few thousand people is no small thing. So congratulations for what you've accomplished. I think Julia maybe said it best in saying that I hope very much that you, in fact, will think big, not small, and that you will, above all, have the courage to be honest with yourselves and honest with what goes on in the world. Now, I wish from the very, very bottom of my heart that I could tell you that the world that my generation has left to your generation is a world with minimal problems. But if I said that, I would not be telling you the truth, and you know that I would not be telling you the truth. Every day, we see the very serious problems facing not only our country, but the world. Last month, I had in my office a couple of people, a young man and a young woman from Syria. And what they described in terms of what's going on in Syria is almost indescribable, the horror that is going on there, and we see that. But my message to you today, in a nutshell, is I do not want you to walk away from these problems. It is very easy to do that. It is easy to pick up the paper or look at television and say, my God, it's all crazy, it's terrible, I gotta worry about other things. But if you turn your back on the problems, who is going to fill that gap? And I'll tell you, coming right back from Washington, D.C., many of the people who will fill that gap are not necessarily interested in your well-being. So the first request that I make of you is to understand that in this room today, your parents, your grandparents, people all over this state and all over this country, they have put their lives on the line. Some have died to defend American democracy. Democracy is a very big deal. It is a very radical concept. And you know what it says? It says that you and you and you have the right to determine the future of this state and this nation. It's a pretty new concept in world history. It's not a king or a queen or a czar. It is you. And you have, to my mind, a moral responsibility to be patriots, to remember the sacrifices of so many to maintain and strengthen American democracy. So I don't want you to look away. I want you to plunge in. I don't care what your political views are. I want you to listen to other people's ideas. I want you to treat other ideas with respect. That's how you learn. But I don't want you to walk away from the problems facing this country, of which there are so many. So let me just also mention to you is, in a sense, how do we almost determine where we should go? What's the truth? That's hard stuff. And you're not necessarily going to get it from the front pages of the paper, and you're not going to get it from TV. You are going to have to go into your own hearts. What are the issues? What are you worried about? What are your parents worried about? No one else can decide that for you. You have got to decide that yourselves. And by the way, it may well be that everybody says, you're nuts. Those are not the issues. But if you in your heart feel that those are the issues, those in fact are the issues. Let me just tick off a few questions. I'm not going to give you the answers, but I want you to think about these issues. In America today, we are the wealthiest country in the history of the world. Vast majority of the people in Vermont and America don't know that. Why is that? Because we also have the most unequal distribution of wealth and income of any major country on earth. A lot of people don't talk about it for various reasons. But I want you to think about whether it is moral and appropriate that so few have so much and so many have so little. Should we be the country that has the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth? Should we be the country where veterans sleep out on the street, where CEOs of large corporations get hundreds of millions of dollars in golden parachutes? I'd like you to think about that. Other speakers have talked about the issue of the environment. Some people will tell you that climate change is not real, that it is a hoax. I am a member of the Environmental Committee of the United States Senate. I have talked to scientists all over the world. Climate change is not a hoax. It is real. It is caused by human activity. And if we are going to preserve this planet for our children and your grandchildren, it is imperative that we have the courage, not easy, to take on the fossil fuel industry and transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energies. And I'm proud to say, and you should be proud, that our state is one of the leading states in the country in terms of energy efficiency and moving to sustainable energy. I was recently in Florida. I was in Nevada. I was in Arizona. They got a lot more sun than we have. We have a lot more solar panels than they have. We should be proud of that. Question. In Vermont, for a few hundred years, in early March, we have town meetings. Your parents come together and they argue about how much money we should spend on education or on the roads or whatever it may be. And at the end of the debate, people raise their hand as to whether they agree or disagree with the proposition. One person, one vote. But in America today, as a result of a very bad Supreme Court ruling on a case called Citizens United, large corporations and the wealthiest people can spend hundreds of millions of dollars to essentially buy elections for candidates who represent their interests. I hope very much that you will join the fight to make certain that democracy means one person, one vote, not billionaires buying elections. In America, we are a nation of people who come from all over the world. My father came to this country at the age of 17 from Poland. Your parents came from Ireland, they came from Italy, they came from Europe, they came from Asia, they came from Africa, they came from all over. Throughout history, there have been demagogues who tried to divide people up by their religion, by their race, by their country of origin. And I know that you know that what Dr. Martin Luther King said, and to paraphrase him, is that we judge people not by the color of their skin or by the country they came from. We look at people and we judge them by their character, who they are as human beings. Please do not allow anybody to divide you up because somebody's race or religion or national origin is different than yours. And if we become sometimes a little bit pessimistic and a little bit overwhelmed by the bad news, I want you all to remember this, that 100 years ago, 120 years ago, which is not a long time from an historical perspective, kids were not sitting in a classroom in a Vermont high school. Working class kids, lower income kids were not. You know where they are? They were working on farms, and all over this country, kids were working in factories. People stood up and fought for public education. And when we talk about public education, in my view, and I know this is on not maybe your minds, but your parents' minds, some of these kids are going to go to colleges, they're going to go to great colleges. How are you going to afford to pay for it, parents? Is that an issue? And I think maybe it's time to say that in America, in a highly competitive global economy, we want every kid in this country, in this state, to get the best education he or she can, regardless of their income, which is why I think it's all long overdue to make public colleges and universities tuition free. So I'm not going to give you a long litany of the problems facing this country and the world, you know them. But what I am going to ask you is to use the education, the great education you received at CVU. Use the education you will continue to receive. Use your life experience to do everything you can to revitalize American democracy, to make sure that government represents all of us, not just a handful of billionaires, and to do everything that you can throughout your lifetime to leave this state, this country, and this planet a better place than you found it. Thank you all very much.
I just got a hug from Senator Sanders. Senator Sanders said a few words that are important to us at CVU. He used the term honesty, and with honesty, I think about authenticity, and I think about integrity, and I think about the excellence of your class. And to me, that comes back to some important relationships that you've had over the last 4 years. And at this time, I think it's very appropriate for us to recognize the faculty and staff who make all that happen. They're sitting right over here. In particular, I would like to recognize Andrew Besso, Diane Burgess, Glenn Fay, and Gary Jednak, who have inspired us for years and are moving on with you to whatever is next in their lives. Let's just give them a quick round of applause also. At this time, I'd like to present Elaine Pinckney, Superintendent of CVSD Schools, and the distinguished members of the Board of School Directors. We have, and if you'd give a wave behind me, Eric Beal, Dave Connery, Lynn Jonick, Lorna Jimerson, Kathy Kime, Joan Lennis, Ray Maynor, Polly Malik, Kim Schmidt, and we also have on stage with us Michelle Fonjami, faculty advisor, and then of course Elaine and Senator Sanders, who you know. If I could have Chairwoman Polly Malik stand for a moment. Chairwoman of the Board of Directors. These students have not only satisfactorily completed the prescribed course of study and met the requirements for the state of Vermont and the board of the school directors of Champlain Valley Union High School, but they have met these requirements while taking care of themselves, taking care of each other, and taking care of the place, while practicing inclusivity, while winning 23 state championships and setting state records, while pioneering new academic programming, while welcoming goats and chickens to CVU, while persevering in times of personal loss and struggle, while setting a new bar for attendance at Senior Service Day, while inspiring us in the academic, artistic, and musical realms, while being people who we just like and who we want to be around and who we're going to miss, while ensuring a legacy of which they should be proud. Therefore, I recommend that they be recognized as graduates of our high school, the class of 2017.
Thank you, Adam. By virtue of the power invested in this high school and as chairperson of its board of directors, I accept your recommendation. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Will our first group of students please approach the platform?
Malcolm A. Achilles. Maxwell A. Akey. Pasquale Alfano. Carly G. Alpert. Hunter M. Anderson. Nicole H. Anderson. Benjamin T. Applebaum. Elise B. Askew. Cody J. Obie. Katie L. Obie. Caroline C. Averill. Jenna M. Baginski. Ricky E. Baker. Nathan W. Bamberger. Kelsey D. Barnes. Cole S. Bartlett. Shane G. Beal. Ella M. Beauchesne. Ann M. Bedell. Katherine A. Bullinger. Leah E. Berger. Charlie Bernicke. Hannah R. Bernier. Damian J. Billadu Doobie. Spencer J. Bissonette. Joshua D. Bliss. Stephen N. Blood. Jeffrey D. Baliba. Sophia G. Bolivar Adams. Gabrielle R. Booth. John B. Bose. Avery L. Boucher. Jacob H. Buffard. Andrew J. Booton. Joshua F. Bowen. Sophie L. Boyer. Anna H. Brooks. Megan E. Brown. Shay K. Brunvand. Jason A. Burgess. Alora G. Busher. Diane Caffin. Jesse Campbell. Thomas A. Carey. Brady C. Carlson. Ben T. Carnahan. Jack B. Caswell. Shelby Chase. Colby Chadoff. Ashley N. Clark. Justin M. Clark. Matthew T. Klaus. Elliot T. Cockane. Maddie I. Collins. Aiden G. Corcoran. Benjamin R. Cotton. Rebecca D. Cottrell. Julia C. Cronin. Hadley T. Crow. Alexander R. D'Amico. Jonathan D. Daggett. George W. Davis. Sienna S. DeVoe Toludo. John F. Delisle. Katherine M. Dempsey. Allison M. Detch. Kevin G. Devine. Adam P. Donegan. Liam R. Drake. Taj Z. Duvernay. Edward G. Agan. Wayne E. Elias. Megan R. Eustace. Jackson B. Evans. Jacob M. Evans. Rosalie M. Farmer. Alexander F. Farrington. Georgia K. Fuel. Earl Fletcher. Peyton S. Fortier. Joshua W. Fortin. Cody J. Fournier. Peter Fournier. Joseph R. Francischetti. Flynn L. Freeman. Lansing W. Freeman. Caden R. Frost. Emily L. Gagnon. Natalie A. Gagnon. Corey A. Gaudette. Jonathan A. Gay. Thomas A. Georgson. Laura H. Gary. Sophia R. Gelati. Jeffrey A. Giroux. Jackson D. Glover. Alana E. Golding. Patrick C. Gooley. Kyle M. Gorman. Sophia R. Gorman. Taylor Gorton. Jaden M. Grant. Jacob C. Griggs. Megan E. Gumlaw. Marley A. Gunn. Justin G. Hameline. Dylan C. Hamrell. Max J. Hamrell. Ellery A. Harkness. Mara A. Heininger. Shannon G. Helfman. Julia G. Higa. Abigail E. Higginbottom. E. Wyatt C. Hockner. Mark M. Hopner. Liam D. Holly. Jacob I. Holmberg. Cameron L. Howe. William J. Hubbard. David A. Huber. Benjamin R. Hyams. Brandon T. Jakes. Nolan J. Jimmo. Cheyenne M. Jimmo. Lauren P. Johnson. Kimberly D. Jonah. Margaret C. Jose. Jackson M. Kahn. Caitlin L. Kaplan. James T. Keenan. Nicholas S. Kinniston. Julia M. Katonis. Allison A. Klockner. John J. Koskinen. Allie J. LaCroix. Emily S. LaCroix. Lydia K. Lachelle. Carly A. Labrie. Colin E. Locke. Karma Lama Sherpa. Jeremy W. Lang. Samuel F. Langdon. Skylar L. Langford. Ashley E. Larrabee. Devin L. Lavalette. Taya M. Leprevo. Jarrett P. Legg. Ethan P. Leonard. Olivia E. Laterno. George J. Lomas. Cameron J. Longchamp. Zoe Lockheim. Gabriel S. Lurie Wisbaum. Devin A. Lucier. Jack L. Lyman. Miami A. McDougal. Kenneth S. McKillop. Emma K. Mahar. Drew M. Major. Isabella A. Margie. Tyler D. Marshall. Kyle L. Martin. Ryan L. Martin. Katherine L. Mathon. Kate D. McAllister. Justin D. McAuliffe. Calvin A. McClellan. Harrison B. Mead. Julian A. Mela. Hadley S. Menk. Alexander J. Merrill. Alexis E. Meyer. Natalie R. Meyer. Xander Miller. Nicholas J. Mogilnicki. Colin R. Muncy. Jamie Lynn Monty. Esther N. Moran. Courtney P. Morgan. Austin H. Morin. Sienna O. Morton. Kevin D. Motia. Bryce Mullen. Hannah J. Munn. Kaylin T. Murdoch. Mercedes K. Murphy. Tristan N. Nagiba. Eileen G. Needham. Anna S. Needler. Hannah H. Wynn. Christopher T. O'Brien. Kira M. O'Brien. Matthew P. O'Hare. Roseanne M. Oates. Justin M. Olson. Elise N. Ospar. Lila K. Ottinger. Quentin E. Oxender. Julia L. Parent. Robert J. Parento III. Tyler Parker Pavlowski. Jacob N. Parker. Allie E. Pashby Rockwood. Jamie L. Pashby Rockwood. William F. Paisley. Caroline M. Pastori. Reese Pavlauchik. John M. Pellet. Amelia B. Flaster. Zhang N. Pham. Brendan F. Provost. Maxwell D. Pudvar. William H. Ravel IV. Gabrielle J. Raymond. Jack C. Reeves. Mishka Rayhack. Cole A. Raykugler. Bradley L. Reynolds. Hattie J. Roberts. Eva M. Rushlow. David N. Roy. Kyle T. Roy. Anastasia N. Rupp. Dawson B. Ryan. Skylar Ryan. Kelsey M. Saya. Katherine R. Samet. Caleb J. Sampson. Nicole Sampson. Eliua M. Sanchez. Max J. Skemmerhorn. Isabel Schmidt. Morgan M. Schnell. Daniel N. Sedek. Jane F. Servin. Nathaniel R. Shanks. Ivy J. Shays. Vernon M. Shipway. Signe H. Shumway. Curran C. Samard. Silas C. Skiff. Spencer G. Snipes. Eric W. Sokolowski. Isaac Solheim. William Solo. Matthew R. Spear. Benjamin T. Spencer. Harkin T. Spillane. Emma G. Spitzer. Richard D. Spradling. Allison J. St. Hilaire. Marley K. Steen. Walker C. Story. Elias H. Sturham. Julie A. Silva. Noah M. Tomas Paris. Lawrence A. Tarciano. Jack P. Tebow. William A. Thomas. Victoria L. Thompson. Abigail E. Thutt. Hannah Tibali. Zachary O. Tunsing. Trey A. Tomasi. Bennett G. Townley. Maya J. Townsend. Declan J. Truss. Theodore F. Turno. Selena M. Tyler. Katherine M. Usher. Jamie D. Vashon. Zachary S. Veracuni. Joanna Vigoro. Grace Vasito. Abigail H. Weimer. Aaron D. Wells. Brock L. Werner. Aaron M. West. Montana M. West. Bradley J. Westfall. Mark W. Wheater. Brennan M. Whitcomb. James N. White. Kayla L. White. Kyler O. White Hansen. Sage Whitecloud. Camden T. Wilsey. Anasia V. Wilson. Brittany Wright. Meg R. Young. Savannah Zijic.
The concluding farewell of the class of 2017 will be delivered by Trey Tomasi. Come on up.
Good evening. I first off want to start by thanking Adam and my peers for this great opportunity to speak at graduation. I would have never imagined myself to be speaking in front of the whole senior class of 2017. When Adam approached me in the hall and said my name, I was frantically trying to figure out what I could possibly have done wrong for him to be calling my name. Just goes to show when you're least expecting it, good things can happen. The last few years have had many moments of success and many moments of disappointment. There have been so many moments where giving up and saying forget it could have been an option. But we are all here and we have made it today because we have persevered through those hard times and the struggles. Going forward, we will certainly be faced with many challenges. No matter how many times you fall down, always look for a reason to get back up. In all honesty, I feel like I could probably fall over right now. Many people see school as a place to just go and learn and do homework, but really it's a place to build long-lasting relationships. With CVU being such a great community, teachers have become like parents and friends have become like peers. As for the future, no matter who you are, where you come from, where you're going in life, doesn't matter. What matters is that everyone is going somewhere. I want to take this great opportunity to give a huge shout out to all my teachers who have helped me get to this point. I also want to thank some of my older siblings. I won't name them all because we'll be here all day, but Tanner, Tino, Tova, and Tessa over there. I love you guys. Thank you. Last but not least, I want to thank my amazing mother, Teresa Tomasi, for helping me get this far. Always pushing me to be the best I can be with soccer and school, my siblings and both my mom. I'll wrap it up with a quote from Soledad O'Brien, which says, "I've learned that fear limits you and your vision. It serves as blinders to what may be just a few steps down the road. The journey is valuable, but believing in your talents, your abilities, and your self-worth can empower you to walk down an even brighter path, transforming fear into freedom." Thank you.
I don't want to encourage any hat throwing, but I do want to say congratulations, class of 2017. Bar pipers, lead them out.